Boa noite, pessoal. Segunda live do dia. Hoje live com Eryk Anders. Eu sou muito fã dele. Hoje, segunda-feira, 12 de julho de 2021, 11h40 da noite. Seja todo mundo bem-vindo. Ele é lutador americano de MMA, categoria peso médio do UFC. 14 vitórias, sendo 8 por nocaute ou nocaute técnico. É também ex-jogador de futebol americano. Manja demais. As lutas são incríveis. Eu vou aqui aguardar enquanto o Eryk não entra aqui. Oi, Natália. Tá aqui de novo. Oi, Natália. Oi, a Mara tá aqui também. Oi, Mara. Ó, o Paulo tá vendo aí, Mara? Hoje vai ser uma live muito legal. Ah, aqui já tá rolando os comentários, eu tava perdendo. Eryk is connecting with us. Hi, Eryk.
Hey, how's it going? Sorry for being so late. I just got back from the doctor, so.
It's a pleasure to me live with you. Thank you very much.
Hey, my pleasure.
I love your fights in the UFC. I'm really your fan. And first of all, how did you get in football?
When I was a little boy, I really looked up to my older brother, and man, everything that he did, I wanted to do. So he started playing football, and he's about 5 years older than me. So he started playing, then naturally I started playing and really liked it, and ended up being pretty good, and that's how and why I started playing football in the first place.
Really nice. And now MMA. How did you go to amateur MMA in 2012?
I played football, American football, my whole life. The professional football didn't work out, so I just found myself being very bored and frustrated. So I just walked into a gym to blow off some steam, and just fell in love with the sport.
And you fought 11 times in amateur MMA in only 2 years. How was that for you? Many fights in very short time.
My coach at the time, I did not have a very good coach. Yeah, so he kind of like pushed me to fight a lot, and especially being young and just brash. Of course, I'm not gonna say no. I wanted to fight, but I didn't really think about it like the long term. I was thinking about right now, and I don't think you should fight that much. I think I had 24 amateur fights in 4 years. That's a pretty pretty active pace, and I just think it's a little too much. But there was no one there. There was no one there to save me from myself. Every time somebody hit me up to ask if I wanted to fight, of course I said yes, and just fought. I was fighting like every 2 weeks. So
a little short time.
Yeah, it's too much. And but like I said, I didn't have a very good coach. I didn't have anyone there to like protect me or tell me to not do that so much, because how much better can you get in 2 weeks? The point isn't to fight. The point is to fight, get better, make improvements, then fight again.
Yes, perfect. And 2015, you started MMA professional. you won 10 fights in a row. How was that for you? Undefeated for 10 fights.
Man, you know, that's how you want your career to go. You know, you want to be undefeated, stay undefeated, and you know, I just you know, obviously, like the competition that I was fighting wasn't as good as it is now. Um, so, you know, it was imperative, I think, for me to start my career undefeated to make it to the UFC, because I think if I'd had, you know, a few losses or whatever, it would have been a much longer road. I didn't get to the UFC till I was 30, so you know, I think preferably they want younger guys in there. So it was imperative for me to be undefeated, so that you know that they would look past my age and you know still sign me.
Yes, perfect. And 2018, you fought against Lyoto Machida, your first loss in career. How did you handle with first loss in MMA professional? Not a real loss because it was a split decision.
I mean, yeah, it is a real loss, but it was a really competitive
Yes,
fight.
yes.
A lot of people think that I lost, and I think, you know, not really so much the loss that bothered me, but how the judges scored it is what bothered me the most. I think if you look at his demeanor after the fight before they read the scorecard and my demeanor, you know, even he thinks that he lost the fight. I thought that I won the fight. And then, you know, whenever the judges read the decision, you know, you see him go from sad to happy, you know, real quick. So I think it was a surprise to him that he won as well.
Uh, yes. Um, Perfect. In the same year, in 2018, you fight Thiago Marreta in São Paulo. Rodrigo, was in the event, watching in the Ginásio do Ibirapuera, São Paulo, that emotional fight. Uh, Thiago Marreta would fight with another fighter that night. How many days you replaced Jimmy Manoa? Uh, that fight, you and Marreta, was a true war, a battle, a battle. It was the best fight in the event.
Yeah, I had 6 days notice.
6 days.
Yeah, Mick Maynard hit me up on a Sunday. I was just laying in the bed, you know,
Wow.
playing on Instagram, and he hit me up and was like, "Hey, do you want to fight in Brazil? Do you want to fight Thiago Saturday in Brazil?" And man, my only question to him was, you know, how much, you know, what's the money look like? You know, how much you guys willing to pay me to take such a risk? And man, he didn't.
Wow,
Yeah.
6 days, 6 days, a true war.
Mm-hmm.
The best fight I've ever seen alive in an event.
But let me ask you something. Are you a Santos fan?
Oh, Santos,
I walked out to their music, to their anthem for that fight.
yes, I remember the music. Santos, really nice. Uh, this year, you fought Darren two times. Last month in June, really recent. It was a war, like every fights you do. Um, I love watching your fights. Uh, what the secret is you have always a really war in the you are very good in striking and wrestler. It's really nice to see you fighting.
Man, you know, I think it's just a mentality. Um, you know, I think that's just the way I am. You know, I'm a really like relaxed, calm dude when I'm not fighting, but when I fight, I get a little worked up and a little aggressive. You know, that first fight, you know, I couldn't have asked for a better fight. You know, it went really well, or was going really well. Really, the kind of way that I like to fight. The second fight was a lackluster. You understand? Had some injuries in that fight, so I wasn't able to move and explode like I wanted to, and so I had to wrestle a little bit more, hold him up against the cage a little bit more, but not the way I like to fight, but at the same time, wins at this point are imperative. So, it's as long as I come out there with the win, it's good for me.
I really love your style. Is you go already you go to the not studying the fight, but you go ahead the fighter. It's very it's really crazy. See your fights. Very nice, very nice. Congratulations. Have you ever felt a pity or anger in a fight?
Um, nah, I'm not a very emotional guy. I try to keep the emotions out of it. And to be honest, everybody that I fought for the most part has been pretty cool. And I'm pretty bulletproof, man. There's really nothing that you can say to me or about me that's really gonna upset me or make me mad or fight any kind of different way. So, um, you know, Darren Stewart talked a lot of trash. Said he didn't know who I was, and he was going to do this, he was going to do that, and whatever. They can say what they want to say, but they got to get in there and prove it. So, let them talk. But I prefer to let these do the talking.
Yes, perfect. I agree. And how do you deal with a loss and go fight again?
Um, I got a 24-hour rule. After a day, after a fight, win, lose, or draw, I have 24 hours, one day to, celebrate or get over it, and then, keep it moving. And I really don't think or dwell on, a win or a loss very too much. Um, after I see that money in my account on it's usually there on Tuesday after the fight. Okay, cool, it's there, and then I move on.
Yes, perfect. And then the last question: how's the preparation for the fight? How's the preparation for the fights? Preparation, physical and psychological. For a 4 month of preparation, more or less.
Um, the I really don't have to prepare mentally. I've already wrapped my mind around it. They're gonna lock a door with me and another guy inside a cage and tell us to fight, and we're gonna go out there and do that. Um, so yeah,
Only
the mental part is it's pretty easy. The physical part, I think, is a little bit more difficult because you have to get your cardio right. I drill and drill and drill and drill and drill a lot. Um, kind of lower the intensity of training. The strength and conditioning with Chad EK isn't very easy either, So, I threw like 3 hard training sessions a day, but I isolate myself. I get away from my wife and kids and just kind of like isolate myself. So when I'm not training, I'm kind of like just by myself in an apartment, in a room or whatever. And so, you just kind of get in the zone mentally before a fight.
perfect. I'm how I did a few moments ago. I'm really your fan. I really like your style fight. Your style fight. And Natalia, my friend, asked you, Eryk, can you speak a little bit Portuguese? You know some little. Your wife is Brazilian. You know some words in Brazil.
Eu falo um pouco português.
Olha,
About that.
olha,
How about that?
olha que demais. Very, very nice. I'm really happy with this live. Thank you very much, Eryk.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Um, and it was incredible for me. Thank you so much. Good night for you and who is watching us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Have a good night.
Good night.